Mining Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are rapidly changing and evolving. And as always, today we're going to be digging into, well, Bitcoin, most specifically, and also a bit of altcoin mining today. My name is Vosk, you're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. By the end of this video, you will be up to date on some of the latest news and developments in the mining sector. This is something we like to put out monthly here on the channel, as I'm a full-time miner, so why not have some fun sharing everything I'm researching all day with you on here? Absolutely, pun intended. Let's dig into it. I really like this chart because I just don't think people understand how much money is made in new coins that are mined every single day, right? This is new money, new coin generated, printed, mined, whatever else, just in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin alone has produced over $25 million. Dogecoin, about $1 million. Ethereum Classic, about $1 million. Litecoin, $500,000. Some much smaller cryptocurrencies when ranked by coin market cap like Kaspa and Chia have produced well over $250,000. That's a lot of coin to be had. And look, I know I've been talking a lot about Chia recently. Use the code VoskCoin to save some coin, but these things are fun, they're engaging, they're a fresh mix up with mining, because they're hard drive miners. You plug them in, they're low power, all that kind of stuff. I've talked about it many times before, but my hard drive mining endeavor has been good so far, but ultimately I need to iron out the details on how I'm going to scale a hard drive mining endeavor. There's a couple avenues I'm exploring, but I break this down even further on VoskCoin Talk, our forum, in a recent video where I'm brainstorming the plan and all of that. But to bring it back to Bitcoin, right? 291 days until the next halving. I'm gonna be there for that. I hope you'll be there as well, because that will be a very exciting time. I'm mining Bitcoin like many others. Most of my Bitcoin miners are on this mining pool. I have a few more Bitcoin miners on the way, so very soon, I'm so freaking excited. I'm going to achieve one of my lifelong goals of hitting the 1 petahash a second, right? And so when it comes to Bitcoin mining, it's mined with ASIC miners, purpose-built custom computers, and they have a hash rate like horsepower to a car. And over time, it does get easier to get more hash rate as miner models just become more efficient and more powerful, right? Current era, you need about 10 Bitcoin miners to realize about 1 petahash of mining. So they're about 100 terahash each. 100 terahash equals 1 petahash. With all that kind of said and in place, you can see I've got 5 of my miners right here. These are their earnings, which is about half a petahash or 500 terahash a second a day. I'm on Pegapool here. And you can see the difficulty's been pretty static. The earnings have been pretty static, if not kind of trending upwards, which, hey, you know, I'm about it, right? Bitcoin recently hit a new all-time high in mining difficulty. So really, I've been adding more and more miners, but it feels kind of stagnant on how much Bitcoin I'm actually mining per day. If you take that number and you punch it into CoinGecko, I mined about $34 of coin. If you break that down with the 5 miners I have, I did that backwards. We'll go 34 divided by 5. My miners are mining about $7 of Bitcoin per day. So really, with my 10 cent per kilowatt hour electricity bill, kind of breaking even at best on most of these mining rigs. I would like to take a moment to introduce today's sponsor. That's going to be revolutionmining.io. They are a ASIC miner seller and hoster, colocation service, if you will. So they don't have just Bitcoin miners, but they have plenty of Bitcoin miners to choose from here. You can also grab an L7 from them, mine Dogecoin, Litecoin. You can grab a Kadena KA3, a Antminer D9. Those mine Kadena and Dash respectively. And what they do is basically they hook you up with equipment hosting. They have a Texas facility that they are fully owning and managing, and they previously had a Wyoming facility they were working with. They've got 15 megawatts here in Texas. Their price is basically 7 cents. And this is a great way to mix up your basically endeavors, right? Not financial advice, of course, especially if you have a high electricity cost. You could, of course, buy your own miners and deploy them yourself. Yeah. Absolutely encourage you to do that at a minimum as well, right? Nothing is more cool than just mining some coin. It's just something incredible about it. We go to Bitmain, and they don't have too much in stock right now on their site. They put up batches, they bulk sale, and they go in and out, whatever, and all other stuff that they do. But what's interesting is they just put up a new batch of the KA3. These are selling for 8, 10, 12 grand in the first batch, and they've come all the way down to $3,600. I can assure you the people that bought these early have not made up that difference in price. So if you buy one of these batch 2 KA3s, you're going to be closer to breaking even than the other people. This is a pretty interesting and shocking price drop that most of us did not expect. Right now, Kadena is trading at less than 60 cents, 56 cents. This is a cryptocurrency that peaked at $27.50. That's wild. It's continued to trend down over the last year as it's decreased 64%. So it's been a bad time as a Kadena hodler. Personally, I'm rooting for all mineable cryptocurrencies. This one is ranked 200. There's a few competitors kind of in that realm. We look at miner profitability right now. The L7s are still leading the charge, but there is the Litecoin halving on the horizon. There's Caspa at projected $2,000 a day. It's not going to be close to that. We've already talked about that. What's very surprising is the KA3 has decreased so much in mining profitability. These projections, let's adjust this to 10 cents per kilowatt hour, right? We go back to April, this thing was pulling 12, 13 bucks a day, right? In profits. This chart's all messed up, which is why VoskCoin's building their own better version of this kind of website. But the point is, making 12, 13 bucks a day in profit, that's after the electricity bill. Now, you may be pulling $4 on a good day. I'd loaded this page earlier, so actually we can see it right here. Projected to consume about $9 of electricity, mine about $11.50, leaving you with $2.50 in your pocket, but the coin has ticked up a bit since then, so you're projected to make a few more dollars. But the bottom line is that this is not a machine as it stands, valued at $10,000. It's priced much more appropriately. Is it really worth this? I mean, I don't know. People are still trying to sell the previous batch or ones they currently have for over $7,000. Looking at the hash rate index, it has been ticking up for a couple of days, which is a welcome change. Hash price measures the expected earnings of 1 terahash of Bitcoin mining power, but they group it by petahash, which is 1,000 of those here in this chart. So, in recent times, we've hit some of the lowest returns in the last year. It was worse last winter, but the difficulty wasn't as bad there. So the summary is basically, it's just a tough time to be a miner. Looking at the prices here, the prices for Bitcoin miners are reaching their lowest prices ever as far as the performance you're getting. One thing that's been particularly interesting is the performance of publicly traded Bitcoin mining companies. We look at their performance, right? Their self-mining, how much Bitcoin they mined per day in April and in May, the day-on-day change, the self-mining revenues in the millions of dollars. They're doing good with their industrial electricity rates. And it's some of the hardest times ever for Bitcoin miners. So basically, if you're able to pull a profit right now, you're good. You're set. Just keep profiting and bide your time until the next Bitcoin bull run. And things are going to be all right. It's going to work out. An easy way to turn your dirty dollars and other fiat currency into something that will expose you to the upside in Bitcoin is to buy Bitcoin stocks. Again, I'm not pushing them, right? And full disclosure, I buy crypto stocks. I just want to throw that out there. For me personally, the miner model I'm the most excited for right now is going to be the Bitmain Antminer S19K. Yeah, some of the worst naming conventions ever in the world with these Antminers. This S19K basically is very similar performance to the Bitmain Antminer S19XP, which was most notable on its release as being the most efficient air-cooled Bitcoin miner. The S19K has very similar performance, coming in at $1,000 to $2,000 cheaper per miner in current market conditions. And from the peak of S19 XP sales to the S19K prices, we're talking a difference here of thousands, several thousands of dollars. So, hey,
My name is Vosker on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. We are here to learn more and thus earn more. And it's also home to our CBO, our Chief Bitcoin Officer, which is ironically a Dogecoin. That's going to be Tails Vosk, the president, much better than our president, and owner of VoskCoin. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you on the next one, or I better.